everyone. Good morning. Happy Victory Tuesday for some. Happy Elimination Tuesday for most. 5 goddamn teams eliminated. But we'll get into that. Starting off hot. Jahmyr Gibbs. Holy fuck, bud. It's the only reason the Lions won. And the only reason Thomas is getting that 30 smacks. Congrats, bud. 57.4, was it? Wow. Highest of the year. I'm pretty sure, like, the highest ever was, like, Jamal Charles with, like, 59.4. So it was pretty damn close. But, congrats, Thomas. I'm trying to pull up the fucking league, but it's not loading. Okay, there we go. We'll start out game of the week, which was Thomas's game. And you know what? He found a way. He found a way to shut down everyone else. I told him, Lord's is either kicking the door down or Thomas is slamming it shut. And he damn near slammed it shut on everyone. Thomas gets a win. Huge win over Lords. 146 to 97. I mean, 97 is not going to get you a win, not going to get you in the playoffs. You don't deserve it, so you're out of here. Eliminated. Thomas, huge win, 8-4. All but secures your spot. I mean, I'll get into that too. Next up, we had me and Looms. Looms gets the win. Christian McCaffrey's the whole Niners offense, so what do you expect? He's going to put up 27 every week. Ends my winning streak of 7. Extends Looms to 7. He's 11-1. I'm 9-3. Sitting 1-2. Pretty there. Then we had Steve taking on Boobs, and Steve had a huge week. Made all the right moves, it looks like, except DJ Moore. But either way, you're putting up 168. Getting the win over Buff, dropping him to 3-9. Sitting at 5-7 now, Steve. You have an opportunity. You do have an opportunity. Then we had really the shit game of the week. But the closest game of the week. Rads taking on Guani Lou. Rads gets a win, 87.66 to 87.34. I thought for sure at the end of that Eagles game that TL had Javonte Williams left. And they had the ball. He needed fucking 4 yards. That's it. Couldn't do it. Both sitting at 4-8 now. At the bottom. And Hemi loses again. That's all we got to say about that one. Not getting into that. Boo, Hemi, bad Mike. Anyway. So, teams eliminated this week. Lords, Hem, Taya, Rads, and Buff. Half the league chopped. Thomas chopped you out of the playoffs like his mom chopped off his finger. That's what happened, right? In the exercise bike. Got his revenge. Not really, but only one who still has a chance is Steve. Now, he's 3 games back of Thomas. They have basically the same point total. Thomas has him by 3 points. So, let's look at these schedules. Steve. Here, we'll start with Steve, okay? Steve plays. He's got a tough one against Looms. Then, if he wins that, he takes on Thomas. Huge matchup. Followed by a pretty easy dub against Rads. So, first one is tough, Steve. Get through that, you have a real good chance of winning out and going, what are you, 5-7? So you go 8-7. You got a chance there. And then let's look at Thomas's schedule. He plays me. Probably going to lose. Then he plays Steve. Probably going to lose. And then he plays Looms. Probably going to lose. Then you're sitting at 8-7. Then it would come down to points. Steve's team's putting up points. Thomas's team putting up 140, but that's because Jameer Gibbs had 57. That's not going to happen every week. I'm just saying, there's an opportunity. And that's about the only thing we got here. Nobody else clinched. I mean, Jake is in. Even if he loses out and Steve wins out, he's gone by like 200 points. So, let's see exactly. Yeah, 197 he's gone by. So, you're not making up that difference. So, Jake's in. Top 3, well, not top 3, but 3 seats are locked in. That 4th spot between Steve and Thomas. It's going to take, I mean, Thomas wins this week, it's over. He's in. And then we got 2 extra weeks of nothing. That would be a first. But Thomas loses that. If Thomas loses this week, it's very interesting. It all comes down on this matchup. So, that means game of the week this week will have to be, I think it's got to be me and Thomas, just because he wins, he's in. We're going to have a doubleheader, actually. It's got to be a doubleheader. Steve's game matters too, because if Thomas loses and Steve loses, Thomas is in. That's your clinching scenario. Thomas can clinch playoff berth with a win or a Steve loss. Steve can stay alive with a win and a Thomas loss. That's what we got this week. The rest of you fucks are grooving for the bottom of the barrel here. So, I mean, everyone else is 4-8 or 3-9. Buff wins out. He's sitting at 6-9. He could get out of last and get out of the punishment. So you guys are still fighting for something down there. He doesn't have the points to really do anything with, so he's got to just get the wins. Hemi and Lord are looking decent. You're about 30 points off in points. Same record, so these games matter. You might not make playoffs, but stay out of that punishment. That's what you're fighting for down there. So, a couple games of the week. Me and Thomas. That's the big one. Looms and Steve, another big one. So, tune in, folks. Looms is on a 7-game win streak, so Steve could snap that, extend his hopes a little bit. Who you got? I got Steve making playoffs. Unprecedented run. Just to get destroyed by Looms first round. Getting down to the nitty gritty, folks. Tune in next week. See you next Tuesday. Goodbye.